The man stood on the rooftop and frantically threw money around, intentionally attracting a crowd below. But he wasn't angry with the money. He was covering for his brother, who was robbing the building across the street. As people were distracted by Nick, his brother began his plan. They formed a circle with the bomb's fuse, then used steel plates as padding. They drilled a small hole in the center and placed the bomb inside. Finally, they covered it with a mattress. Once everything was ready, Nick began his plan. At this point, people thought Nick was going to jump off the building, but he was only using the screens below to cover up the explosion across the street. By then his brother had already entered the hole and successfully infiltrated the interior of the Diamond building. He then crawled through the ventilation fan, entered the administrator's password, and made the elevator go to the top floor. He then used a rope to sneak into the vault. Next, they had to pass through the surveillance area. They used stealth to slip out of the surveillance field of view until they reached the surveillance blind spot. His younger brother took out the camera, took a photo of the surveillance angle, and stuck it on the surveillance camera. This way the two successfully reached the door. Just as they were about to enter the vault, a police officer nearby suddenly identified Nick. It turned out that Nick was a police officer who had stolen diamonds, and he was now at the hotel owned by the diamond owner. Realizing that Nick was trying to steal the diamonds, the police chief immediately notified the security team to return to the building and check the diamond vault. Seeing that the mission was about to be discovered, the younger brother quickly returned the ventilation grill to its original position to cover for his brother's retreat. Nick acted quickly and threw money downstairs again, instantly blocking the security personnel. The younger brother also used this opportunity to quickly install a camera on the password lock and finished just 1 second before the security personnel arrived. He hid in the ventilation duct. Then the security personnel entered the password, but unbeknownst to them, the password had already been recorded. When the security personnel entered the vault, they found that the diamonds were not missing and assumed it was a mistake by the police because the vault was filled with sensors. But they overlooked one thing: the corridor camera had been frozen. They thought the mission could continue, but the SWAT team suddenly arrived, stating that Nick was a fugitive and preparing to launch a full-scale assault on him.